guys, welcome to tonight's Big Brother 23 chat.
Oh, hi. Where are we?
We literally just took a 10-minute nap, and my brother was yelling through half of it.
Maybe 6 minutes of it.
I'm so tired. But anyway, let's talk.
It's episode 17.
Yes.
And last time, Christian was voted. I sadly vote Christian.
I sadly vote whatever that is.
The hot water.
Okay. Then no, I don't vote that. But anyway, is that going to be too loud?
I don't care.
Okay. So anyway, Christian was evicted, and we didn't get to see the HOH comp on the last episode.
No.
They saved that for tonight.
Wow, it's called Name That Crone.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's the knockout comp.
It's head-to-head knockout.
This is always a highlight of every season because it always causes drama.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful.
Oh, why did you keep picking me?
Yeah. So going into it, Tiffany wants to win this.
Right.
She wants to take out Sarah Beth.
Well, Azza also wants to win this.
Yes.
She really wants to win this.
You know who doesn't want to win this?
Kai.
Yeah. Because he knows that Sarah Beth is the Cookout's #1 target right now. And he's fine with letting that happen and Sarah Beth going.
As long as he doesn't have to put out the trash.
He doesn't want to be the one to
Not
go
that
after
she's
her.
trash.
No.
Come on. All right, so this was actually kind of difficult. You had to listen to a song.
I gotta say, some of these songs were bops.
They were.
They sounded really good. They had like that jazzy vibe to them.
It was real.
I was just feeling like Michael Bublé vibes.
I was feeling like Company the Musical vibes.
Well, that's because we were listening to that in
I
the car
know.
earlier. I do not hear Company in this at all. Anyway.
So you didn't have to guess the name of the competition. You just had to guess whether it was an HOH comp, whether it was a veto comp, or a wild card.
All right.
So
by a random draw, Brittany and Claire were selected to face off against each other first.
Brittany, by default, won that one, and she picked SB and Kai.
Ooh, and that we're gonna see. Did not sit well with Kylan.
Yeah.
He was like, okay.
Yeah.
So Kylan ended up moving on from that round. And he was like, you know what? I'm going to turn around and I'm going to pick Brittany.
And Azza.
Because Azza is like BFFs
with
Brittany.
And Azza won that one.
And she was like, you know what? I'm going to turn around and pick Kylan.
Yeah.
So she picked Kylan and Alyssa.
And he prevailed from that one. And then he turned around and picked Azza and Big Z.
Ooh, this is really building up a feud between Azza and Kylan. It is not pretty.
So Azza survived that one and picked Tiffany and Hannah.
Changing it up a little bit this time.
And Tiffany won that.
Right.
And then she picked Azza and Kai.
Oh boy, so now we got the two of them against each other. But before, they were up against each other.
Yeah.
Azza was telling Kylan and
this
Xavier,
is mine to win.
Like,
this
I want to win this. Please throw it to me. Let me win this. And Kylan was kind of like, ugh. Xavier said yes, but Kylan was like, ugh.
Yeah.
So then they go up there, and Kylan buzzes in very quickly. And moves on to the next round.
Oh!
So Azza was pissed. I mean, how do you feel about that?
I don't like when people are like, throw it to me. It's fine if you're like, I'm going to throw this to you. Yeah. But if you're like, throw this to me, I want to win it.
I think the context here that we're missing in this episode is that, like, for a lot of last week, Kylan was talking about how he's fine with Sarah Beth going and he's fine being a pawn next to her. Right. So then for him to, like, just not throw this competition, I think really ticked Azza off. If it was like they didn't have that agreement before and then she was just asking him to throw it, it would be a little bit different.
Yeah.
But I can see why she was upset.
Okay.
But also, I could see, like, well, you don't have to throw something to somebody. You know what I mean? Like,
no.
I see both sides of it here.
So then Tiffany went up against Xavier, and he definitely threw it to her.
He threw it, yeah.
He buzzed in with the wrong answer. And she was like, oh, what?
Yeah.
And then it came down
Ooh, to Kai versus Tiffany. Mm-hmm. So Tiffany tells Kylan, like, I want this. I want to see my son.
And he said, don't let me be foolish. And we both debated over what that meant.
What does that mean?
Does that mean don't make it look like I'm stupid and I'm trying to figure out the answer for like 5 minutes before you buzz in? Or what you thought?
Or maybe like, if I'm going to throw this to you, don't
tase me, bro.
Don't, like, come at me as a target. You know what I mean? Like, so we weren't really sure what that meant, but it did not sit well. Yeah. So then it was time for the question, and Kylan,
after a million years,
Kylan didn't buzz in.
Tiffany rang in with the wrong answer.
Ooh, which means she was eliminated, and Kylan won HOH by default. So I have to say, it did seem like he threw it to her.
But she bonered and got the wrong answer.
Yeah. All right.
So Azah was pissed. Tiffany was pissed.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly because she was upset that SB is probably not going home because he's not going to nominate her.
Kylan's not going to nominate Sarah Beth. Mm-mm.
And Azah was pissed again because...
she's just very angry this week about many things.
Well, mostly... one of the things is because she's afraid for her buddy Brittany.
Yeah, she's worried that Kylan is going to target Brittany this week.
Yes.
And she's going to lose her partner outside of the Cookout Alliance.
Right. So, in fact, Kai's targets are Claire, Brittany, and Alyssa.
I want to tell you guys, this Kylan HOH has been very messy.
Yeah.
He was having a hard time nailing down his target. So like you said, he's looking at Claire, Brittany, Alyssa, pretty much all of the ladies outside of the Cookout minus Sarah Beth.
Well, he's got a very, very tight rubric here. He's got to get a girl out or otherwise he's going to piss people off.
Derek F.
He's got to try and make it seem like he's not in the Cookout.
I mean, it's getting to the point now where the Cookout, if they are going to follow through with their plan to get to the final 6 together, they're going to have to start cutting their really close allies. And in some cases, they're closer to these people that they're cutting than they are to the Cookout. So it looks really bad to everyone who's not in the Cookout, and they're just like, what the hell is going on here? Yeah. So they've got to do these like mental gymnastics to try and justify it to everybody and make it make sense without revealing the Cookout Alliance.
I think it was a really tall order to try and get the Cookout to the final 6. That's like saying, I want a girls' alliance to the final 6. Can you imagine?
I mean, yeah, it's difficult,
6
but
girls in the end.
They're still intact right now, so we'll see.
We still have ways to go.
I know, I'm just saying, they're still in it. They're still in it.
Okay, still in it to win it.
That's right.
America's Next Top Cookout.
Yeah.
All right, so Kai and Azah.
Well, Tiffany is feeling really...
Well, yeah, we kind of covered that Claire might go, and she feels closer to Claire than she does to the Cookout.
Yeah, so she's having a hard time dealing with that, and like they know if they're gonna pull off this plan, they're gonna need to get rid of everybody else, but it's still not easy to do it.
No. So Kai and Azah have the most awkward chat ever.
And what they showed on the show tonight was just a sliver of the actual conversation. This conversation went on for over an hour. It might have even been like an hour and a half, and it was like the middle of the night. Tensions were running high.
Middle of the night.
Yeah. Tensions were running high. Azah wanted answers. She wanted to know why Kylan was targeting her during that HOH competition.
Why did you keep picking me?
Why did Kylan not throw the HOH to her?
Hold on. Let's just reset. And you lose the attitude. Yeah, he said that.
It was bad on both. I have to say it was bad on both ends. Azah and Kylan. And Azah was getting really ticked off because Kylan is very long-winded, and he was giving super long answers to her questions. He wasn't letting her explain her side of things. Yeah. So they are not on good terms right now.
Well, Sum and Substance, he kept picking her because she was Brittany's ally.
That was his explanation.
And Brittany picked
Kai and SB
right off the bat.
Yeah. But then Ozzo was like, well, Derek F is also
Yeah.
close to Brittany, so why are you picking me and not him?
Exactly.
Weird. So yeah, they're not happy with each other.
No. Well, Claire is going into her meeting with Kai, telling him to put up one of the jokers.
Well, okay, so she dropped quite a few names here. She said Brittany, Ozza, Derek F.
And he said, uh-oh, hot dog. These
She's
are people
talking about
that I don't want to go.
Cookout members here. Can't have that. But this conversation, too, they didn't show, I feel like, some of the other important parts. Like, he did mention to her that she could be going up this week before the nominations.
Right.
He gave her a heads up, and she was like, wait, what? Like, that doesn't make sense at all. Why are you doing
I thought
this?
we were allies.
Yeah, I'm not really comfortable with this, but, like, if that's what you want to do, then I guess. So.
And then Big Brother told her, throw your cards up in the air and collect them.
Yikes.
Bye.
And he didn't even stick around to entertain her while she was doing that. Donkey out!
Yes. So then Donkey meets with Big D.
Yes.
And Derek F.
He actually volunteered to go up on the block as a pawn.
Because he doesn't want to deal with his 2 problem women going up on the block.
I mean, let's face it.
It would be hell on earth.
Can you imagine
for Big D.
if Brittany and Ozza were up on the block together ever?
No.
But Big D's like, yeah, I don't want to, I don't think it was even so much he doesn't want to see.
I don't want to e-vote them. Don't put them up.
How much of it was like he didn't want to put them through that, and how much of it was he didn't want to go through...
He didn't want to put himself through that.
Yeah. Having to support them emotionally while they're up on the block. So he was like, yeah, you can put me up as a pawn if that's what you need to do.
He can only do so much from the big blue couch. So it's time for the nominations, and sure enough, Claire and Derek F. are nominated. Kai said it was...
This explanation was really shady and
because
weird.
of what went down in the HOH competition.
I'm
but
like questioning my positioning in the house now or something. Like, what?
I wish you the best, love and light, and good luck in the veto competition.
The speech was not,
It was not up to snuff.
not very good.
No. So, Derek F. is not going to be telling his ladies, Ozza and Brittany, that he is just a pawn.
Yeah, this,
He's playing it off like he is in trouble.
I feel like it's a mistake. Like, I could get him not telling Brittany,
But
I
Ozza...
feel like him not being more upfront with Ozza is really dangerous for the cookout because it's really deepening those cracks that we saw forming last week. But this Ozza and Kylan thing, this is really bad. So I feel like
It's bad. It's very, very bad.
it's getting worse now. And if Derek F was more upfront with Ozza, I think maybe she and Kylan could start to mend some bridges. But
No. All right. It's time for the high roller room to open up. Just what we need.
Wow! Actually, like, this twist is super interesting, and I feel like it's really shaking things up.
The thing about this, though, it's very time-consuming and it's very complicated.
There were a lot of rules that they had to explain up front.
It's like when you start a new game and you get halfway through the rules and you're like, oh, I hate this. And then you start playing it and you're like, why didn't we just start playing it? And then I could have learned.
They have YouTube videos now that make it a lot easier because you can watch like a walkthrough thing. But I'm just letting people know if you're into board games.
Yeah.
Check out on YouTube and see if they have
games,
just any board games if they have directions on YouTube because it makes it easier than
thank you.
trying to read through everything.
You were at Dingies and Drag Queens that night, so.
But anyway, yes. So a lot of things to go through here, but a lot of really exciting stuff coming up. And also, it takes longer because they have to have the house guests explain everything like 3 times in the diary room.
All right. So, first of all, America is voting. America has voted. Do we vote every week?
Yeah.
Okay. America voted this week for the first time out of 3.
Yeah.
And they voted to either give people $100, $75, or $50. But
before we get to the bucks,
let's talk about the games.
let's talk about the games and the prizes here.
There are 3 games.
Yes, the first one costs $50 BB to participate.
That is Veto Derby.
Yes.
You play a game. Well, first you say if you're going to play or not.
Mm-hmm.
It costs $50 to play.
It's not dollars.
It costs 50 BB bucks to play.
Yes.
And if you get a high enough score in the unique Big Brother game, so special, you get to bet on who wins the veto.
Well, there are 6 available slots since there are 6 veto players, right?
Right.
And you could only have a bet, like each player can only have 1 bet on them. So that's why there are only 6 spots. But yeah, so if you participate in this game and you bet on one of the POV players, if that person wins the power of veto, you also get a power of veto.
Wow.
So there could be 2 vetoes in play.
That's crazy. And you can only use this power in the week that it's won. So, like, if you win it this week and you squirrel it away, it's not...
You waste it.
It's expired.
You flush it down the toilet.
Pretty much.
But if nobody wins this power this week, it could be up for grabs the following week.
Right.
Okay, so that's this week. But let's just talk about the next 2 weeks, just so we have it out there.
Right. So, for 125 BB bucks, you could... get a chance to play in chopping block roulette.
This is freaking nuts.
Yeah.
If you win this one, you can take somebody off the block, and then you're going to spin a wheel to determine randomly who the replacement nominee will be.
What if it's you?
I think you'd be safe.
Oh.
I think. I'm pretty sure. But that's freaking nuts.
Okay.
And then the last
would
one.
you say it's not... I would say that it's not as nuts as this last one.
Ooh.
For $250. BB dollars.
No.
BB bucks. You get a chance to play in the coin of destiny.
Yes.
You overthrow the HOH with a coin. You possibly overthrow the HOH with a coin flip.
Yeah, there's going to be a coin flip, and if you call it, you're the new HOH.
Mm.
What? And I thought I heard them saying on the feeds that it would be anonymous, but I'm not sure if that's totally true or not.
So, since this happens after the nominations, do you just take over the HOH? Or do you say, screw your nominations?
I think you would get to make your own nominations.
Oh.
I think so. I think you would get all the powers of the HOH that week. So that's pretty freaking wild.
But you don't get to be in the HOH room because it's anonymous.
I don't know 100% if it's anonymous or not, but that's what I thought they were saying.
That doesn't make sense, though.
Why?
I feel like if it's anonymous.
Why?
Okay, it might.
I mean, they had the secret HOH on BB Can last season, and it was wonderful.
That was a little different, though.
A little bit, yeah. But anyway, those are the 3 powers that are up for grabs, so it's pretty exciting.
Mm-hmm. Plus, I believe you can also earn more additional BB bucks in other ways.
Yeah, like in competitions and stuff.
Right.
So we'll be seeing that over the next few weeks.
Maybe you could find the sweaty wad of BB bucks on the ground.
Who knows?
Fell out of someone's whatever. All right, so...
Let's talk about who earned what this week.
So, America decided to bestow 100 BB bucks onto Brittany, who almost crapped her pants. Oh, America, I love you!
Yeah, Brittany, Derek X, and Derek F. Okay. What did you think? Were you surprised with any of these 3?
I was surprised with Brittany.
I was surprised with Derek F. I could see Brittany because I thought after that POV performance that people were going to love that. So I get it. She's kind of like an underdog.
Yeah.
Sure. Derek X makes total sense to me.
Yeah.
Derek F?
I thought that was justified because he stood up to Tiffany.
I guess. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. I mean, he's been fun on the show, but like, it just shows the power of the casuals versus the power of the live feed viewers, I feel like. I'm
not saying I agree with it.
Yeah, no.
I'm saying I could fathom it.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So the $75 level, that was Hannah, Xavier, and Tiffany.
I get that. It makes sense.
Yeah. And then the rest of the scrubs got 50. That was Sarah B, Azza, Alyssa, Kai, and Claire.
Okay.
So, if they decided to play in the Veto Derby,
They had to do this little shuffleboard game.
yeah, they had their mint juleps. They were big.
Mm-hmm. They looked like popcorn buckets to me.
It would have been better if they had Julie robots and pushed them down the...
Right?
Fun, right?
Yeah, so their score in that was going to determine their betting order for when they place their bets in the next episode.
Okay. Tiffany was the only one who wiped out, right? She got, like, no
She knocked all of
points.
her mint juleps off of the board, so she ended up...
So that DQ'd her?
She spent her $50. Well, she still has 25 left, but she spent $50 and she didn't even get to place a bet here.
No.
Which
she
is
got
a
nothing.
bummer. That sucks.
She got wiped out.
But there were 4 other people that decided to go for it, so we're just going to tell you them in order. So, first place. Kylan will be making the first bet.
Right. He gets first dibs.
Yes.
And then Derek F.
Mm-hmm.
And then Claire.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sarah B.
Okay.
None other than Sarah B.
Yeah, so everybody else decided to save their bucks. Because they wanted to go for one of those higher
Tiffany
powers.
wiped out, so she didn't
Yeah,
get any
she didn't.
chance.
Yeah.
Wow. Crazy.
Pretty wild, right?
Yeah, you know what I hate, though? They just left us in another cliffhanger. And
Yeah.
it's like,
They've been doing that a lot lately.
but I guess that makes sense because all of these bets depend upon the veto, and that is traditionally...
This isn't going to happen until they pick... Bless you. This isn't going to happen until they pick the veto players, so...
Right.
They got to save that.
Yeah, so they kind of had to have left us at a...
It makes sense.
Whatever. I don't care. I just want my chance to roll Julie down the shuffleboard.
Yeah.
Jolly.
I am going to let you guys know... You should get excited because the veto competition this week is OTEV. What?
Yeah. I'm surprised it's this early in the season.
They've been doing it earlier lately.
Yeah.
So that's something to look forward to.
I love OTEV. I wonder what it was. We don't know what it was.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the theme was. Well, I'm assuming it's like casino, beach, whatever. But I don't know what he was or she.
I wonder if it was a lizard.
That'd be fun.
Like a lounge lizard.
Didn't they have that like
a
psychedelic
Vegas type thing
lizard last time?
Was that last time?
I can't remember.
It might have
anymore.
been. It might have been, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, let us know your thoughts.
Resurrect the lizard from last season.
Maybe they'll get the Geico Gecko.
I don't think so. I don't think they can afford him.
Thank you all so much for watching. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. I'm excited for these twists because I feel like it's really shaking things up.
I like the twists, but I don't like the complicated, like, all right, we're going to use the whole episode just to explain it.
I mean, I'm fine with it, but I can see where you're coming from.
That's right.
All right. You want a full episode of Kylan's one-on-one conversations?
No.
All right.
0% of that.
We're out of here. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, much love.